Hello everyone, thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I am having so much fun. Look what I am doing. I swear I feel like I'm playing with paper dolls out of Anna Griffin paper. That is just so dreamy. So I'm turning it into a card and I'm stacking it up, and I'm going to make one more just like this so that you know how I made it. On my last scrapbook page that we use these gorgeous little man jackets into girls. I didn't quite show it step by step, so we're going to do just that, and let's get started. So I just ran, I thought this one's kind of the pale pink, and I thought we should use the brighter pink. So I'm using the brighter pink. I just ran it. Okay, here we go. And when you pull these out, you're going to have what I am not completely convinced of yet. Let's take this beauty and move her over so we don't ruin her. Right here. Okay. So I love one side of the paper because it's all gorgeous and gold foiled, but I am not crazy about the other side. So what I am doing is on this side, those little lapels, I am making gold little lapels because why not, right? So before we do gold lapels, I will show you, I'm gonna do a whole gold suit because that way we can use it in our lapels. So I put this down, put this one in here. Okay, and we're gonna run this through. Okay, so here we have our little sandwich of loveliness, and move these out of the way. So the way I cut the little lapels off without damaging them is I run them through my sweet little machine again, which I think my magnet has reached its max. So I use the die to cut it off because it does it so beautifully. So I just kind of let this fall into the little channel right there. Same thing over here. Let this little piece right there fall into the channel. Make sure it's nice and straight. Okay, and then we run it through our machine this way. Okay, so these pieces of the suit we are going to still use, so hold on to those pieces. And then here we're going to add this gorgeous little gold accent here because we want to kind of give it a little more oomph to just the simple little without the gold, okay? And then this folds in just beautifully. And then we do the same thing to this side. Okay, those are gonna sit right here. Don't worry about these little tails. We might be clipping them off or turning them into a suit or something there. So now what I have here is we are going to overlap the suit. Okay, and I use my graph paper here. So we do 1, 2, and 75. So that's how big I want her to be as far as wide. We're gonna kind of overlap the little suit. So when you do this, you wanna make sure that your suit is staying straight. I'm doing this straight on the graft here. Your shoulders, you wanna make sure that you're not going in and not able to do the shoulders will be crooked. Okay, so now I have a piece of gift wrapping paper tape, and I'm flipping my little doll over, and I'm kind of just holding things down. It's kind of just a little temporary to kind of get everything all glued in so that she doesn't fall all over the place while I'm trying to put her and build her stuff to her. So you can see right here, I have my little doll straight this way, and it's also straight on that little graph. Okay, that's important that her shoulders aren't pushed in and her hips are bigger. I made a little pattern for my doll's little body. Okay, I have a little pattern here. You just get a little sketch, a little paper, and you draw the back of this out, and you'll end up with this little sketch here, okay? So it's much easier to kind of write on the back part of it, right here. And what I do is just with a little pencil, we're gonna kind of just pencil this in. This is what we're taking out of her suit to make her look more feminine. Okay, so we're gonna just cut in right there. And then this part, you can double check that you are about the same by kind of measuring that part, and it looks pretty good. So I cut that part off, and we're going in. And we're going right there. Okay, and so then I kind of just get my little doll and I kind of just round these little corners a little bit, just to make her a little bit smoother, a little bit not so sharp looking. Tiny bit is all you need. Okay, so that really helps when you have your pattern. So pattern, again, I just measured the little piece of scrap paper, I folded it in half, I cut the I cut the little waist out, and there you go. You have a pattern that you can hold on to when you're doing. So I would probably put this in this bag with all of my little dies so that I keep it together. Okay, I feel her blouse is coming apart here, so we are going to put a little bit more tape there. Okay, so now we have these leftover shoulder pieces, and what I want to do is we are going to attach them as just a shadow for her dress, and then we're just going to come around and cut it. So if you see when you're doing a card and building her up, I like to use the gold as a little bit of a shadow. Otherwise, she kind of gets lost if you don't have an outline to her dress. Okay, our papers are really busy. Right here, we just need a little bit. And we're gonna put this right on top. And you want to leave a little bit of a shadow, just like that, kind of following the crease of this little piece. Right there. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing with the other side. Right there, and bring that in. Okay, you see that? There we go. So here is our shadow part. What do we have to do? We have to cut out her waist, just like we did for the other one. So I just cut, and I follow and cut. I'm just that brave. Just cut. Okay, there you go. Now you have this one. You can also use it for over here. And then I kind of just round those little corners out a little bit. That looks good. And now we're going to do this side. Right there. Now, if you're afraid to cut like this, then start with smaller, take off less instead of more. So you can always take a little bit more and more off, but you don't want to take off so much that you don't even have a shadow. You see that? We just took a little snip off more. And then we kind of just round this area. That looks good. So we have this part. Now we need a blouse for her, and I was using these little cute little pieces of lace that I have left over. I thought that would be really cute for her. We can just do one cute littleness right there. That would be really pretty, I think, going all the way up, just like that. And you can see that we're taking off very little. Okay. And then again, good old tape, just to kind of hold her in place. You can see here from the back how much you can go up and down. I think that looks good. Okay, so there's her little blouse. Now we need to make her skirt. Her skirt I made with the fancy folds. You can see right here. It's just a little skirt here, and it's fancy folds. And here it is. Now I can show you here on the very first one that I cut. We're gonna fold in. We're gonna fold in. You see how that's folding? One is gonna be a 1/2 inch, and then a 1/4, and then a 1/2 inch, and then a 1/4, just like that. Okay, so now on the very first one that I did, I creased it to give it just a tiny bit more, a 1/16 of an inch. So when it's on her dress, it's gonna be more of a flare to it, okay? Just like that. Now let's see if her little skirt fits. It does, look at that. Okay, so we have a little 1/16 of an inch there, and it flares out just a tiny bit. We're gonna get this gorgeous double-sided tape. Put it right on the very edge of the trim, just to kind of keep it a little bit intact for me. Please hold on tight. All of these little lovelinesses. And then we're going to do the same thing to the back. Now you're gonna ask me how big her dress is, her skirt, and I wanna say, nope, it's 1.5 inches. So it's 1.5 inches, and it was a little strip that was from a 12-inch piece of paper, and it was actually left over from this one. Do you see that? But I thought it would be cute because it's light pink fitting underneath her pink dress here. So now we are going to take this little piece off, and we're going to glue the top of her dress right just a tiny smidgen, because I think these dresses should have been made a little bit longer so that she'd have a longer skirt. So now I take this little piece off. I'm taking the back of this piece off, and I'm adding a little tape. And now let me show you, we did the little belt. Her little belt goes right here. Here's the little belt that goes to it. Okay, and then we did a little pocket, and I did a lacy pocket. So I just cut off a little trim from here, and I kind of just found a little piece of lace that was interesting and put that down. And then I think it would be cute if we had another little corner of a second piece of fabric. So just like that. I feel like that's super tiny, and it's gonna just completely move. So I am putting my painter's tape on top, and hopefully it'll stay put. And then what else do we want to put down? I already have the little trim made. This is from the Cutterpillar Home 2 scrapbooking, and that's enough for her belt and for her trim. So let's do that part and run these two through. And I also have a little mini bow for her. now we have here our little lacy pocket, and we can put just a little bit of glue on it. And we're gonna put her right there. Let's match her skirt. This heavy duty one, because those collars tend to pop up quite a bit. Okay, here we go. Okay, there's her belt, and then I get a little tiny bit of scissors and cut into her waist so that her belt fits just perfect on her waist. Nobody's even gonna see it because we're putting a bow on top of it, but we know it's there. I'm gonna use wet glue again so that I can get it all into these little tiny little bitty areas. We're gonna put it on the bottom of her dress, and we're kind of centering the best that we can center. Those hold it here. And then I usually press down and hold. I love the way that little pocket looks, and I am tempted to make more of them. I just think they look super cute. Okay, so now I want to add the next little piece of loveliness right there. And we use wet glue again. Okay, and then this perfect little bow is going to go right on top. You see, you can't even see that, but it's there. We know it's there. Take the little bow, and it's going to go right in the center. Look how cute that is. Here we are on a Chanel inspired outfit. So we are going with hot pink over pale pink. And I made more pockets because, you know, those Chanel outfits all have like 4 pockets. So why not make more pockets? I ran the die, itty bitty little pocket die. It does a gorgeous little embossing trim on the edge over the little gorgeous intricate lace. So we're going to put a little glue on it. Okay. And hopefully put it in kind of sort of the same line. So again, I'm kind of following the graph line here to go over here. I'm using wet glue so that I can kind of maneuver it around a little bit. Pick up the little tails to your bow and add cute little pockets. Okay, so there we go. We have this cute little laciness, and now we need to add little flowers to it because we never are finished until we add flowers to it. And I was using these gorgeous little flowers that we have here because they're just the right amount. And I thought we can tweak some of the flowers to make them small enough with a little purple behind it. And we're going to give her a little flower on her little pocket right there. I think that's perfect. Just one little flower, not too many. I think that's fine. Okay, so here we have this one. Now let's get the crown going. What I wanted to do with this one is I ran 3 different crowns because you have them all. So why not use them all? Why use just one crown when you can have 3? So here's the bottom crown, and then I'm going to put the gold crown kind of right about there, and then maybe the pink crown right underneath so everything shows. And I'm going to pop this one up a little bit. So there. I think that's all I need is a pop there. There. And then we're going to add some glue to this piece. And now we want to put the pink one on top. Kind of curve it with your fingers, kind of like we do our gorgeous flowers. And we're gonna put a little glue in here. So now we have a 3-part crown that looks just fabulous, that any Chanel queen can wear, right? Okay, lovelies, we are building the base for these fabulous cards that I'm going to send out. So I have ran this one through gold, and then I ran this one, and I had to run it twice, and I kind of messed up the bottom. It's not going to be showing. It's part of the crown. So we're going to keep it, and we're going to put it down. It is the frame inside of the frame. So we're doubling up these frames. So now I have this one here, and I wanted to put this one down. Gorgeous frames, look at that, isn't that beautiful? So I wanted to put that right on top. Okay, so this base is from the home collection, the men's collection. You can see the little triangles right here, but I am making it work because that's what we have. And then this piece goes right on top. This is also from the Carte Noir. Okay, so you can see that we're building and building and building more. And then this gorgeous little dress is gonna sit right here. Sometimes I have done this before, and I will turn myself upside down, and I need to make sure that I'm opening this up and that this is the top, because I have done that before when it's not the top. So here is my little dress with her 4 pockets. They're so darling. And her crown right there. And it fits just perfect. Sending you my sincere thanks. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our little girl down, and then we're gonna build around her. Sending my sincere thanks. Okay, so we have this one right here, and then we can have our little crown right there. Just perfect. So I am making myself a little extra heavy duty, kind of a pop-up dot, but a thin one. So I fold and fold my little double-sided tape, and then I'm peeling one piece off. And why am I not using a pop-up dot? Because the pop-up dot is too fat. So here, and then I fold it back, and then I'm going to slide it underneath her collar because her collar keeps coming up. And we kind of press down, and that keeps her collar nice and still. I'm putting a tiny little blue mark where I can see that that's where my little skirt's going to end. And now we need to do heavy duty tape. This is getting mailed, and I need to make sure that it gets there. And we are putting extra glue in here because we do want her to stay intact. Now what I have is I'm looking for my little pencil marks, and she's going down. And then her gorgeous crown, maybe with some kind of purple flowers. And we need some greenery on her. I think that looks good. So we're gonna glue that right there, and then we're gonna put it all down on here. Wet glue again. So why am I doing this floral piece? Because this pale green is getting lost in the background. This green is the same as the background, and so I want my crown to somewhat stand out. So we have to add a different color, and the different color happens to be some flowers. Now we can put this all on here, and we're going to take this little sticker part off the flower. Then we're going to look and see where we want to place this. And now we have our crown, and we're going to add our thank you. I think that is the perfect spot. Love it. Okay, I'm gonna need some pop-up dots on this side. Alrighty, sweeties, here we are. Now we have the card all put together. Okay, is that not so cute? Absolutely darling. So now I just have this one I have to do. This one is my light pink one. This one I already put together. So now we just have to kind of do this little gluing on it. And this I think is also from the Carte Homme in French. Okay, so now I'm just pushing it up and down, sideways, trying to make sure we're kind of even with my little gorgeous. This is absolutely beautiful. And I can see that I need to stick a little glue in here. Okay, just lovely. And her little crown sits right there. Okay, now we're gonna do glue. Okay, so now we have our little card here with a thank you so much, a cute little dress, very elaborate, pinched in, a little crown, and a flower that says thank you so very much. Okay, lovely people, there we go. Sometimes you have to adjust. Sometimes we mess up and we have to rethink our plan. And isn't that what life's all about? So I have two lovely thank you cards for me to send out, and I have them ready. So now I just have to write something precious inside and get them in envelopes to send out. And we'll be ready. So I just wanted to show you how we were dressing up these little dolls because I did it earlier and I didn't think I explained enough. So, hey, thank you so much for being here with me. Please subscribe, please leave me a thumbs up, ring the bell, do all that lovely stuff, and talk to me. I love talking to you guys. So please talk to me all that you want. Ask me questions. Let me know what you want to see, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you. Bye-bye.